Welcome to Adeliz, the Cinder Wind. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like it. We're going to keep on this one. Little land light, but I think we'll make this work. You know, we've got some good wizards in the hand. We have Monastery, Swiftspear, Grim, Lava Mancer, and Sage, so we can get some pretty good stuff going. But as far as us trying to hit our land drop for turn 2, let's go and get down Volcanic Island. Let's go for Sage. That way we can look at the top 4 cards of our library and put them back in any order that we please. So let's see what we got going on. Wonderful. That's actually exactly what we want. So let's go ahead and go for... Let's do this. Let's go for Impulse. Look at the top 4 cards. Let's go ahead and go Magma Jet. Let's go Steam Vents, let's go Impulse, and let's go ahead and go Command Tower. There we go. All right, put those on top, and then anything else, no. We're going to go pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Adeliz, the Cinder Wind, flying in haste. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. And then that, I don't know, it's a really fun commander. Kind of basically almost like a Blue-Red Delver you would play in Legacy or in Modern or something like that. Playing against Erebos, God of the Dead. Indestructible Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then your opponents can't gain life, and for a 2 mana activation, pay 2 life and draw a card. Let's go and get down Command Tower. Let's go and get down Soul Ring. It's going to be... Yeah, we're going to go for Monastery Swiftspear. I think that sounds pretty good. Let's go and get down Soul Ring. Get that Prowess going for Monastery Swiftspear. And then let's go and push across with the wizards we've got going on the battlefield. There we go. Coming across for 3, and then anything else we'll go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, we do have, I think, Impulse on top, then we do have Steam Vents on top after that. So what we'll probably end up doing is going for Adeliz next turn, getting her down, and that'll put us online for really kind of starting to cast a lot of this stuff out of our hand to really kind of get that nice power and toughness bonus. But we did cover both commanders as free time. We can talk about whatever we want. This is going to be this wizard deck. It's a lot of fun. I put this out on MTG Traders if you want to check it out. It was probably about... it might have been about a month ago or something like that whenever Dominaria released. And so it's been a little bit since we've done it. So I'm going to get Adeliz down. That's going to be blue and a red. We should have put the Steam Vents on top. That way we would have sequenced our land drops just a little bit better. But that was unfortunate. We're going to lose that mana. Let's go and swing across on this. There we go. It's going to be 4, putting them down to 22, and then we'll go and pass the turn. But yeah, it was probably about a month ago whenever I did this, if you want to check out the original series. But basically, the core of the deck is kind of what you're seeing right now. Getting out some really good utility wizards, stuff like Sage, Monastery Swiftspear, and she works out really well in this deck because it not combos, but it has really nice synergy with Adeliz. When are we looking at a board wipe? Yep, there we go, Toxic. Okay, that's fair enough. Play against Mono Black, and that's the only downside to this is you get a bunch of those wizards going, and then you'd have to watch out for a board wipe. Let's go ahead and get down Steam Vents. Yeah, let's go do it. We can get down Adeliz again. I'm okay with that. Or if we want to, we can just simply get down Grim Lava Mancer, and that'll keep us online for Wizard's Retort if we want that. Yeah, let's go and shock this one in. It's going to put us down to 28. Let's go and get down Grim Lava Mancer. And then anything else, we'll go and pass the turn. That puts us online for Venser, and we can also go for Wizard's Retort, or if we want to go for Impulse. Typically, you want to kind of get some sort of board state developed before you kind of start ripping some of your cantrips. But that's basically what the deck's trying to do, is get a lot of these wizards on the battlefield and to start generating some nice incremental value. Chainer's Edict. Target player sacrifices a creature. Do we want to counter that? Yeah, let's go and counter that. I think I'm okay with that. Let's go and counter this one. Okay, that's going to put Chainer's Edict in the graveyard and keep our opponent only at 4 total mana. So we'd have to watch out for that flashback. But once we do get at least, hopefully by the time they get to 7 mana, we'll have a ton of wizards on the battlefield and won't really have to worry about that. Draw into Magma Jet. Let's go and get down Adeliz. That's going to be blue-red. Get her down. Let's go and swing across too with both of the wizards. Okay, opponent's going to go for the throne. Okay, let's go and push across for 1. That'll knock our opponent down to 19. Then hopefully we can outrace them, or at least kind of start to generate a little bit extra value with Impulse, digging a little bit deeper into our library. So knock them down to 19, then we'll go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, so we have a lot of the little wizards on the battlefield. I think we're running in the neighborhood of around 24, 25 wizards in here. We get them down, and then really just start casting a bunch of good stuff. You know, this deck definitely got a lot better with stuff like Brainstorm, Preordained being unbanned, because it allows you to dig deeper into your library, and at the same time, really buff your entire board. And there we go, drawn to Preordain. Let's go and go for that, because we definitely want to start making our land drops, or at least get some sort of fast mana. So let's go and go for Preordain. Scry 2, then draw a card. Let's go and put Distortion Strike on the bottom, and we're going to put Island on top. So we'll draw into Island. Let's go and get that down. Adeliz is sitting at about, it's going to be 7 total mana to get her down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do need to hit one more. Let's just go and pass the turn at this point right now. Let's say our opponent does tap out for Erebos. We'll at least have Venser to kind of bounce it back to the hand, and then that'll give us an additional wizard, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that we hit the land drop for next turn to get out Adeliz. That's one of the good things about her, is that since she does have haste, it makes her some really nice board states to where, you know, you're slowly developing your wizards, then you get her down with haste, and next thing you know, she buffs the entire board. Okay, opponent's going to go for Fleshbag Marauder. Do we want to go for Venser in response to that? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and go for Venser. We'll bounce that back to the hand. Or we could go for Magma Jet. No, let's go for Venser. This is going to be double blue. That way it kind of puts them in a spot to where they maybe have to tap out for it again next turn. Maybe we can kind of grab one of our not as good creatures or something like that, and then get it on the battlefield and make that Fleshbag Marauder not be that good. All right, see if we hit the land drop. Drawn to Izzet Charm. Let's see. So we can go for Impulse to dig a little bit deeper, or if we want to go for Magma Jet, definitely want to hit the land drop. Or we could simply just draw 2, then discard 2 off Izzet Charm. You know what, let's do this. Let's go for Impulse. And then let's go and grab a Cascade Bluffs that will come into play. We could go for Mana Vault. Or actually, Dawson will definitely give us a really good option going forward, casting some of this stuff out of our hand, getting those wizards going. That does leave us open to some sort of spot removal, but I think I like grabbing Dawson on this one. So let's go grab Dawson. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to cast it, but at least it's going to allow us to kind of get out from underneath some of this sacrificing that our opponent's got going on. Let's go and swing across for 3. Actually, we're going to hold up Grim Lavamancer. Swing across with Venser for 2. Knock them down to 16, and then we'll go and pass the turn over there. This is kind of also what the deck likes to do, is, you know, getting some really small incremental damage here and there, and then over the course of the game, you know, you're not going to really burn your opponent out, but there's going to be a lot of key cards that we can deal some really good burn damage to them. Stuff like Magma Jet, dealing that 2 damage. We also have Insult to Injury in here, which is a really another fun way to get some really good, kind of amplify that damage out on our opponent. Okay, opponent's going to go for Fleshbag. Do we want to... Yeah, that's fine. All right, go for that. So I'm going to go for Fleshbag, and I think at this point right now, we'll still go ahead and sacrifice Venser. I like having the option of having Grim Lavamancer activations to go for. And this art, this is probably one of my top 5 Magic arts. I don't know, I'm usually not a red card or red mage or anything like that, but the Grim Lavamancer art is just so... I mean, it just captures what I would consider... Ooh, do we want to go for Izzet Charm on that? Yeah, I think so. Protection from blue and red, that is like our entire deck. So let's go and counter target non-creature spell. I'd like to save Izzet Charm to get another Dawson down, but yeah, I'm okay with that. So we'll go for Izzet Charm on that. Okay, get that into the graveyard, and then we'll still be online next turn for swinging across a Grim Lavamancer. We're also in a position to where we can start simply just going for to any target, yeah. Ooh, drawn to Electrolyze. Okay, let's see if we can't get Dawson on the battlefield to stick around. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Kind of leaves us open to some sort of spot removal, but let's go and... Do we want to swing here? No, we'll go and leave up Grim Lavamancer, and then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. So if we can untap with Dawson, we're actually in a really good position. We have Electrolyze and Magma Jet. Got to start dealing some of that damage to our opponent, and then going from there. That's also kind of the game plan B for the deck, is stuff like Dawson. We do have Young Pyromancer's in here too, and also the Talrand in here too. So that way, if something does happen to Adeliz, we can't really keep her on the battlefield. They keep getting sent back to the command zone. We can get a lot of these token generators like Dawson and really kind of start building up a really nice board state. And then, especially when you get Dawson going, you get it flipped, those human wizards. Oh, it is just it's a lot of fun to get that going. Okay, opponent's going to tap down for Gauntlet of Power. Choose a color, creatures you control, whenever a basic land is tapped. More than likely, we're going to see them choose black, but maybe they choose... Okay, they did choose black on that. Let's see what else they're going to tap down for. That will give them access to at least 4 total mana for the rest of the turn. An opponent's going to go for Hero's Downfall. Let's go for Grim Lavamancer. I guess, yeah, we'll just wait until Dawson hits the graveyard. Yeah, that's going to be okay. So Dawson's going to go into the graveyard, and then that still puts him at only 3 cards in the hand. Now, if they do get down to Erebos and they start kind of paying that live, thinking that maybe they can kind of stabilize, we might be able to get it out with Grim Lavamancer, Magma Jet, and Electrolyze. So let's go and start going for that game plan. Let's go and go for Grim Lavamancer activation. And at this point, we'll go and exile a Sage and a Monastery Swiftspear. It's going to knock them down to 12. Draw into Midlothian Click. Do we want to go for that during their upkeep? Yeah, I'm okay with that. We still can't get an Adeliz, unfortunately. We haven't hit the land drop for the turn, so let's go and do that. We'll do that during their upkeep, or excuse me, during their draw step. That way we can kind of see what they've got going on in their hand if we want to shuffle something away. Okay, so they're going to have the Phyrexian Arena trigger. Just go to at the end of their draw step, let's go and flash in Midlothian Click and just kind of see what they've got going on. Yeah, you know, let's go and tap down for Soul Ring, because that also gives us access to Electrolyze or Magma Jet if we want to go for that. So we'll kind of see what's going on in their hand once we get down Midlothian Click. So let's go and target our opponent. All right, so they have Dark Ritual, Drain Life, Herbor, yeah. So Marsh Flats, Herbor, Grave Titan, Dark Ritual, and Drain Life. Now, if our opponent, so if they get down Grave Titan, that will be really bad for us, but we do have at least one flyer in the air in Vanillian Click and Adeliz, so I'm actually thinking about going for Drain Life, because what they can do is they're going to be able to gain life. You only spend black mana on X, which they do have Gauntlet of Power on the battlefield, and you gain life equal to that. So let's go and shuffle away Drain Life, but at the same time, let's go ahead and get a snip of that real quick, because I don't think we get to save that. Okay, so let's go and shuffle away Drain Life, and then we'll go ahead. Do we want to hold up Electrolyze? No, we'll simply just go for Magma Jet. I think we'll be okay on that one. And we get to draw. Yeah, let's go and go for Electrolyze now that I think about it. Or we can go for Grim Lavamancer and go for Magma Jet. Let's do that. Let's go Grim Lavamancer. And let's go and exile, Impulse, and then Preordain. So I think we might be able to deal some pretty good damage to our opponent on this one. And then let's go and go for Magma Jet, targeting our opponent. We'll get that Scry. So at this point right now, hopefully we'll be able to dig into some sort of land. Let's go and put both of those on the bottom for right now. Okay, put them down to 7, then anything else, no, let's go and let them do their turn. So they are sitting at 7. We did shuffle away that Drain Life, so they no longer have access to getting that extra life gain. We are looking at Grim Lavamancer next turn for at least a 2 damage being dealt, puts them down to 5, and then Electrolyze is going to put them down to at least 3, allowing us to draw an additional card. So hopefully we might be able to grind this out with a Grim Lavamancer activation out of the graveyard. So I feel pretty good about at least protecting Grim Lavamancer this long. And it also kind of puts our opponent in spots where maybe they want to tap down for Grave Titan. And let's see if they made the land drop too, because I know they did have at least Marsh Flats and Herbor. So they have not made the land drop just yet. Let's see what they're going to do though. All right, they do get down Marsh Flats. Let's go and cross that off. So that does leave Grave Titan, and they can go for Erebos. But with them sitting at 6 life, that's probably not going to be the best option for them to go for with Erebos. And we still have some time. You know, if they do get Grave Titan down and get those zombies swinging across, we are sitting at 28 life total. So I think we'll be okay on this one. Okay, but I'm just going to get down Grave Titan. And they will get down Erebos too, God of the Dead. So let's go and cross that off. And that is Devotion, and nothing has reach at this point right now. So I think at this point, if we swing across with Vanillian Click, that's going to put them down to 3, Electrolyze, and the Grim Lavamancer, we actually should have it. So let's see what else they do for the turn. If not, then we'll get that damage in with Vanillian Click and hopefully get the win on this one. Okay, let's see what we draw into. Draw into Mountain. Let's go and get down Mountain, and then let's go and push across with Vanillian Click, because we have at least 4 damage in our hand and Grim Lavamancer, and then Vanillian Click swinging across for 3. Yeah, nothing has reach. Just want to make sure. Yeah, we should be good. So we're swinging across with Vanillian Click, knock our opponent down to 3. Then let's go and go for Electrolyze on our opponent, deal 2 damage. And then we'll go for the Grim Lavamancer activation, going for 2 damage up top. So it really did pay off in us protecting Grim Lavamancer all those other times. Let's go and exile Electrolyze and Magma Jet. There we go. Did 2 damage on the stack, and then able to get it out from underneath Erebos. So that was pretty nice on that one. Okay, an opponent, we're going to get it on this one. So we have the Grim Lavamancer trigger on the stack, dealing 2 damage to our opponent. We're going to be able to get that one. Our opponent did point out that they missed Chainer's Edict out of the graveyard, unfortunately. That definitely would have been something that they could have gone for. That would have made a sacrifice of dealing Click or Grim Lavamancer. But unfortunately, that's Magic. Sometimes you forget stuff in the graveyard. I've done that plenty of times. It's never fun when that happens. So we definitely were able to take advantage of that. But definitely a good game to our opponent. It's always fun to kind of get a grindy game down like this. And you definitely see where this deck's a lot of fun to pilot. You know, we almost kind of put it through 3 different ropes. So we had kind of like the Wizards on the battlefield at the beginning, trying to go for that kind of buff board. Nothing happened with that, so we got down Dawson to Perfection, hopefully trying to build up an entire board state. They had some spot removal. Then we simply just kind of burned them out once their life total got down far enough. So anyways, if you enjoyed Adeliz, the Cinder went, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.